Richie here with Statifying Football. These are your Saturday noon Week 10 previews. Pac-12 is back this weekend. MAC is back as well. They had some weekday games, so let's jump on a whole bunch of noon games. Air Force and Army, that's actually kind of an early game, 11:30 a.m. Air Force, they lost to Boise State 49-30. Brandon Lewis ran for 112 and a touchdown. They ran for 415 as a team. Army, their last game a few weeks ago, 49-3 over Mercer. They ran for 297. They had a pick six and forced 3 turnovers. It could be a quick game. Not very. They both don't get penalized a lot. They both run the triple option. They run a lot. I'm gonna give. This is close. I'm gonna give Air Force a slight edge here. All right, Michigan, Indiana. Michigan was upset by Michigan State, 27-24. Joe Milton, 300 passing yards plus 59 rushing. They did have 10 penalties, so they can't do that. Indiana, they're 2-0. They beat Rutgers 37-21. Michael Penix, 238 passing, 3 touchdowns, and 1 rushing. Walt Failure, 5 catches, 137. Defensively, they had 4 sacks and 3 turnovers. I think Michigan is going to bounce back here and get the win over Indiana, but this will be a really close game. Indiana is it's actually a pretty good team. All right, North Carolina, Duke. North Carolina was upset by Virginia, 44-41. Sam Howell, though, passed for 443 and 4 touchdowns. Diami Brown, 11 catches, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns. They had 536 yards, but turnover twice. Duke beat Charlotte, 53-19. Durant ran for 104 and 2 touchdowns. Jackson ran for 101 and 2 touchdowns. They ran for 274. Defensively, they had 5 sacks, 3 of them by Chris Rumpf. 2 turnovers and actually a defensive PAT, so they returned an extra point for 2 points. I think North Carolina will bounce back. Duke has turned over a lot this year. North Carolina's got that high-powered offense. I think North Carolina wins and probably wins pretty big. All right, the first Pac-12 game of the season, Arizona State and USC. Arizona State was 8-5 last year. They have 11 returning starters, including a really good quarterback in Jaden Daniels, who passed for 2,943 yards, 17 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, added 355 rushing and 2 touchdowns. USC, they're coming off an 8-5 season. They have 18 returning starters, including, in my opinion, what should be a Heisman candidate this year, definitely a favorite for next year, Kedon Slovis. He came in, passed for 3,502 yards, 30 touchdowns, only 9 interceptions. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 77 catches, 1,042 yards, 6 touchdowns. Tyler Vaughn, 74 catches, 912, and 6 touchdowns. This could be a bit of a shootout, but I'm going to USC here. I think Arizona State lost a little too much offensively and won't be able to keep up. All right, next game, SMU and Temple. SMU got they didn't get destroyed. They beat Navy 51-37. Shane Buechele, 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Ulysses Bentley, 149 rushing and 2 touchdowns. Defensively had 4 sacks. Temple got demolished by Tulane 38-3. They only had 222 yards. They did force 3 turnovers. If they can do that, maybe they can beat SMU. Otherwise, I'm not sure it'll be close. I think SMU will win. All right, Nebraska Northwestern. Nebraska, their last game was a few weeks ago against Ohio State. They lost 52-17. Adrian Martinez, he was okay. 105 passing, 85 rushing, and a touchdown. They ran for 210, had 3 sacks. If they want to be, and that they could be close against Northwestern. Northwestern aren't gangbusters, but they are 2-0. They had a nice win against Iowa. They beat them 21-20 in a very evenly defensive game. They had 3 turnovers. They forced 3 turnovers. They were able to get out that win. This would be kind of interesting. I'll go with Northwestern with a slight edge, but this really could go either way. Our USF and Memphis. USF lost a few weeks ago against Tulsa, 42-13. Noah Johnson passed for 150, a touchdown, a pick. They had 3 turnovers in that game. Memphis got destroyed by Cincinnati, 49-10. Brady White was okay, passing 316 and a touchdown, but they only had 5 rushing yards. Calvin Austin, 7 catches, 121. Tyler Washington, 2 catches for 104 and a touchdown. USF hasn't looked. They've looked improved, but not good enough to beat Memphis. I think Memphis wins and probably wins big. All right, Tulane ECU. Tulane beat Temple 38-3. Michael Pratt, 205 touchdown passing yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Deuce Watts, 5 catches, 114 and 2 touchdowns. They put up 504 yards of offense, had 3 sacks. ECU, they lost in a nail-biter to Tulsa. They should have won. The AAC admitted they fucked up at the end. They lost 34-30. Holton Ahlers, 330 passing, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Rajay Harris, 118 rushing. Tyler Snead, 16 catches for 108 yards and a touchdown. Defensively, had 3 sacks, forced 3 turnovers. They had 3 turnovers themselves. I think ECU is going to be irritated. I think this could be a close game, but if East Carolina can use that anger and focus it, I think they should beat Tulane. So I'm going to go ECU there. Tulsa, Navy, Tulsa, they had a close win against Eastern Carolina, 34-30. Zach Smith, 253 passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Navy lost to SMU, 51-37. Tiger Goslin, 123 passing and 2 touchdowns. Now, Navy has a triple option. If they can keep it away from Tulsa, they could grind out a win, but Tulsa seems to fucking win no matter what. So, Tulsa. Michigan State, Iowa. Michigan State had an upset against Michigan, 27-24. Rocky Lombardi, 323 passing, 3 touchdowns. Ricky White, 8 catches, 196 yards, and a touchdown. Iowa lost to Northwestern, 21-20. Spencer Petras, 216 passing, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, 3 turnovers, 3 sacks. Defensively, this will be a close game, but I'll give Michigan State the edge there. Alright, next we have West Virginia and Texas. West Virginia beat Kansas State 37-10. Jarrett Day, 301 passing, 2 touchdowns. Later Brown, 102 rushing and a touchdown. Bryce Ford Wheaton, 3 catches, 104. They had 3 turnovers and a pick 6. Texas beat Oklahoma State in a great game at overtime, 41-34. Endlinger, 169 passing, 3 touchdown passes. Had 5 sacks, forced 5 turnovers, and had a kick return for a touchdown. Joseph Osei had 3 of those sacks. They were actually outgained 530 yards to 287, but those 5 turnovers were huge. This game I think will be pretty even, but I give Texas the edge there. Alright, ULM, Louisiana Monroe Warhawks, and the Georgia State Panthers. ULM lost big to Appalachian State 31-13. Kobe Suits 134, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. They had 3 turnovers there. Georgia State, they got killed by Coastal Carolina 51-0. They only had 106 total yards. I think they totally flipped the script. Georgia State normally has a pretty good offense, and they should be able to beat ULM. Alright, Liberty and Virginia Tech. This is interesting. Liberty is 6-0 independent and just got ranked number 25. The last game was a few weeks ago, 56-35 against Southern Miss. Malik Willis, 345 passing yards, 6 touchdown passes, 97 rushing yards and a touchdown. Demario Douglas, 6 catches, 115 yards and a touchdown. They had 537 total yards. Virginia Tech, they're a pretty good team in the ACC as usual. They beat Louisville 42-35. Hendon Hooker with 10 for 10, 183 passing yards, 68 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. Kilo Herbert, 147 rushing and a touchdown. Defensively at 3 sacks and 3 turnovers. I think this will go back and forth. I think this will be a pretty high-scoring game. I wouldn't be surprised if Liberty pulls it out. I'll give the slight edge to Virginia Tech, but watch out for Liberty. This is a really, really interesting game. Alright, pretty big game in the Sun Belt. Arkansas State and Louisiana Lafayette. Arkansas State, though, they did lose pretty badly, 38-10 to Troy. Both their quarterbacks played. They played okay, but couldn't get much else going. Defensively, they did have 4 sacks. Louisiana Lafayette beat Texas State 44-34. Levi Lewis, 332 passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick, plus 1 rushing. Trey Ragas, 131 rushing, 3 touchdowns. It's 614 total yards. They turn over 4 times. They can't do that against a normally good offense in Arkansas State. I think this will be another shootout, but I'll give that edge to Louisiana Lafayette. Arkansas State's really weird. They could turn on any time and just pour on the points, so it really could go either way, but I'll go Louisiana Lafayette. Alright, Georgia and Georgia Southern, another big game, another potential shootout in the Sun Belt. Troy beat Arkansas State 38-10. Jacob Free came in 419 passing, 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing. Kalen Geiger, 8 catches, 126. They had a fumble return touchdown. Georgia Southern beat South Alabama in a close game, 24-17. Shea Werts, 95 passing yards, 91 rushing yards, 250 rushing yards as a team. Defensively, had 5 sacks in that game. If Georgia Southern can get their triple option going, they can keep that Troy offense off the field. I'm going to give the slight edge to Troy, though. But this really, pretty much like all the Sun Belt games, could go either way. All right, Boston College and Syracuse. Boston College lost to Clemson 34-28. Phil Jurkovec, they almost had the upset. He passed for 204, 2 touchdowns. They had a 97-yard fumble return touchdown. Syracuse got beat pretty badly by Wake Forest 38-14. Rex Culpepper, 85 passing yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. They only had 221 total yards, 3 turnovers. I'm going to say Boston College bounces back and should get a win here. All right, UMass and Marshall. UMass, their only game so far this year, they got killed by Georgia Southern 41-0. They only had 191 total yards. Marshall, they beat FAU a couple weeks ago, 20-9. Grant Wells, 251 passing, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Brandon Knox, 1-on-1 rushing. Defensively, had 5 sacks. Marshall is ranked in like the teens, I think. UMass is pretty terrible, so Marshall shouldn't struggle there. Southern Miss, they in North Alabama. Southern Miss, they lost big, 30-6 to Rice. Jack Abraham had by far his worst game of the year. 112 passing and a pick. They didn't really play very well, but they should be able to take care of North Alabama. And the final of the noon games, Appalachian State and Texas State. Appalachian State beat ULM 31-13. Zach Thomas, 152 passing, 2 touchdowns and a pick, plus 109 rushing. Marcus Williams ran for 103. They had 328 rushing yards, put up 480, had 3 sacks defensively, forced for 3 turnovers. Texas State kept it pretty close with Louisiana Lafayette. They were pretty much back and forth. They ended up losing 44-34. Brady McBride, 14-32, 166, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. He can't do that against App State. Brock Sturgis ran for 128, 2 touchdowns defensively. They had 4 turnovers, but they gave up 614 yards. Appalachian State is definitely a Sun Belt favorite, so I think they should be able to handle Texas State pretty easily there. Texas State has kind of a pretty good offense, but I think Appalachian State should win that one. Alright, those are my noon games. Check my videos for everything else. Peace.